What's up, guys? I'm back yet again. I still have to record my full card predictions for UFC Nashville, but I've done most of my research. So I'm going to record that after the stream. I'll probably stay on for about an hour and just hope to get the full card predictions out around 11 o'clock, 11:30 Eastern time. So I'll probably be on here for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. We'll see. But we can talk about whatever you guys want. UFC 291, Tony Ferguson's dead body, which is really big. I actually have a few videos I want to make. The Tony Ferguson video, the Joe Rogan commentary video. There's a million videos I want to make, but I figured I'd jump on stream. The one that I really just have to get out tonight is the full card predictions, which will be out tonight. 90% sure. There's a slight chance depending if it's too late, I might release it tomorrow. But I released a video late last night and it's actually doing really well. So appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys. The two videos I released over the last 24 hours are doing pretty sweet. I just noticed a little while ago. One's got 6,000 views almost. Picked up a bunch of subscribers. The other one got almost 3,000 views. Only been out for a few hours now. So I appreciate you guys for watching those videos. I really do. But yeah, whatever you guys have, whatever you guys want to talk about, just throw it in the chat. What's up, Blaze? What's up, Niles? What's up, Joey? Gonna have to leave around 6 to go train, but I think a dedicated is what you mean. Tony video will be dope. Yeah, that's probably something I'll work on later this week. I don't know. I have a bunch of video ideas, but I gotta get the full card predictions out, and then I'm assuming 293 news is gonna drop any minute. So we'll see how it goes. Are you going to do a Wonderboy video? I'm gonna try to. No promises, but I'm gonna try to. I see a lot of people agreeing with his decision to pull out, but I feel like he should have got paid. Look, I'm telling you right now, obviously, I'm not a professional fighter. I'm not in Wonderboy's position. I would sign a fight contract praying that my opponent would miss weight every single time. I would pray that my opponent missed weight every single time. But, oh, sure, I'll take 20% of their purse. But what's annoying about Wonderboy is not taking the fight. I don't mind him not taking the fight, which people don't get that. What I care about is the fact that he only fights hand-picked matchups, and then now he won't even fight his hand-picked matchup. So the UFC's already doing him favors, and then he's not willing to fight a guy who missed weight, even though he gets 20% of his purse. I feel bad for Tony. Would love to see him win. I know, dude. I wanted to see him beat Bobby Green. I don't think fighters should get paid to make weight. Otherwise, we'll see more fighters pull out for whatever reasons. I'm sympathetic to if you make weight and you're not the one and you're not the reason the fight is off, you probably should get paid. But this is not the world we live in. The UFC only takes care of some guys. I don't think they're going to pay Wonderboy. Wonderboy says, I think the UFC is going to do me right. I don't think the UFC is going to do him right. He's like, yeah, I'm not fighting Michel Pereira anymore. He doesn't deserve it. Well, who deserves it then? Because you're not willing to fight any grapplers. Now you're not willing to fight Michel Pereira. And now he's saying he doesn't want to fight till November. So he's hoping that what he's hoping for, I genuinely believe, is he's hoping to collect that show money check and then just sit out for a while. Tony versus Azaitar? Absolutely not. Hello, brother. How are you? I'm good. What's up? What's up? McGregor versus Justin. Thoughts? Justin Gaethje would slaughter Conor McGregor. They didn't pay Wonderboy. More than likely, he's going to fight sooner than later. More like 292. He said he don't want to fight till November is what I saw. Apparently, he said on the MMA Hour. I seen a tweet. This looks ugly. Tony versus Court McGee. Oh, God. Dustin versus Justin trilogy. That's the fight I want to see, honestly. Kind of makes sense. You know, both guys have knocked each other out. Islam's already tied up with Charles. Book the BMF rematch. BMF trilogy. Why not? Magomed versus Johnny Walker was announced. Who you got? When I got Magomed easily. Who you got? Alex versus Yuri for the light heavyweight belt. It's not official, but if that does happen, I got Yuri for sure. I think Yuri murks him. Is Volk too small for Gaethje? Probably. Yuri's shoulder's 100%. When do you think he'll fight? I'm hoping 293. But that means it's not Alex, most likely. Can Alex turn around that quickly? Can Alex turn around that quickly? I don't know. And if it's not Alex, who's it going to be? Because there's no other options, right? If you're getting Johnny Walker versus Magomed, what are you going to do? Yuri versus Nikita Krylov? So, I don't know. But, so my guess is he probably won't fight till December. Do you think the UFC's given the shot to Strickland been confusing lately? I've been flipping back and forth. I thought for sure they'd find a way to make the Dricus fight work. But now it seems like they're leaning in the direction of Strickland from the vibes I'm getting from what I'm seeing online. I got Yuri. I got Yuri destroying Pereira, by the way. What's up, Billy? Less wrestlers at middleweight. Wonderboy should consider he's never been getting a title shot against Cannonier would smash him. Yeah, he's never getting a title shot ever again. What about Dustin Beneil? I like it, but Dustin I think smashes Beneil badly. But Beneil has grappling, so he could get it done. Krylov versus Rockage prediction. I'd probably go Rockage. Rockage is really good. I think Rockage is a future champ. What's up, Joey? After watching 291, the only two fighters I would absolutely cut is Cachoeira and Ferguson. I definitely agree with the Benoit reference. Yeah, dude, I'm really worried about that. I'm being dead serious. But you could cut Vinicius Salvador as well. Chiesa probably needs to be cut as well. There's plenty of guys you can cut, but yeah, I know what you mean. Do you think the UFC is giving a shot to Strickland? I'm not sure. I think 293 has to be announced this week. It has to be. Thoughts on new matches made? Jonathan Martinez, Adrian Yanez, Daniel Rodriguez, Santiago Ponzinibbio. Daniel Rodriguez, Santiago Ponzinibbio, I don't know why, but I just don't care at all. Like, I don't have the slightest care in the world. Jonathan Martinez versus Adrian Yanez, I like it a lot, and I'm going Adrian Yanez. I think he gets it done. I think his hands are really good. He's taking some decent time off. I think that's in October, right? And I think he'll be able to get it done against Jonathan Martinez. I thought Jonathan Martinez lost his last fight, to be quite honest. Evan, thank you for the $1.99. Evan Mass. How does Volk do at welterweight with good conditioning? He gets smoked, man. He get out-grappled with ease. He's too small for welterweight. Too small for welterweight. Colby would out-grapple him. Usman would out-grapple him. Shavkat would out-grapple him. Burns would out-grapple him. Bilal would out-grapple him. Leon would out-grapple him. And a lot of those guys could outstrike him as well at welterweight. Even during his long winning streak, Tony was just taking a lot of punishment. I know that's why I talked about it. It's not conducive for a long-term success. It's just not. Tony's style has always been pressure and volume and just try to melt his opponent with damage and take one to land one. That's never been conducive for long-term. I think Justin and Chandler fight really hurt his brain. The worst part is the interview Seema Hinge. She's always kind of been like that, though. Any chance 293 gets turned into a fight night? No. I think Adesanya will fight at 293 regardless. He doesn't care who he's fighting. Don't be surprised if next thing you know we're getting Adesanya versus a random person. Roman Dolidze or some shit. Chael hates Charlie. He already trying to get people to forget him, asking if Gaethje versus Volkanovski should be fight Islam next. Yeah, Chael doesn't like Charles Oliveira for whatever reason. I noticed that. Is Patty Tony fight becoming a reality? I hope not, bro. I really, really hope not. That'd be horrible. What's up, Joey? What's up, Red Bull? How does Lewis versus Ty 2 go? I go Ty by KO. But you never know. Lewis has got nuclear power. Looking back, Tony was a great fighter, but his best wins are a bit overrated. I think Habib would have choked. Dude, Habib would have beat Tony badly. Badly. Would have absolutely destroyed him. What do you think about Guru's beanie reveal? I saw that. It's interesting. I mean, it's cool. Thoughts on Bobby Green telling Ariel he wants to fight Moicano? Moicano would smash him, I think. But that'd be an interesting fight. Tony versus Clay Guida, double retirement. Who wins? I don't even know, dude. I don't want to imagine Clay Guida beating him. How big of an upset would it be if KZ KOs Holloway? Massive. They better announce it Wednesday for people who already bought their ticket. I know. What's up, Joey? What's up, Anthony? I'm picking Ty over Volkov. He may KO him. Joey, bro, you're acting like a casual. Ain't no way you're calling Pereira overrated when he legit showed wrestling. He showed wrestling defense? Dude, he's massively overrated. Everyone's already acting like it's a foregone conclusion that he's going to be a champion. Because I believe that he's the most overrated fighter in the UFC right now. Because I believe that doesn't make me a casual. Who should Dustin fight next? Justin Trilogy. I thought Chael was a troll, but at this point, to be honest, I don't know. I don't listen to him anymore. Can Tony become Bigfoot Silva? Yes. Yes, I can. Derek had me saved from depression. It was craziness. The Alex Pereira hype is real, but that fight was very close. Yeah, and it wasn't a good performance at all. Thoughts on Ige versus Mitchell? Interesting matchup. I think Ige probably smokes Mitchell bad. But I could see Mitchell out-grappling him. Jay, much respect, but I think Alex's win against Jan was a good win, especially against a heavy grappler. Jan is not a heavy grappler. Dude, Alex is literally the worst grappler in probably the top 15 of any division. So, I don't know how people act like that was a good win. He looked terrible even in a win. He got the win, but he looked terrible. Like, I don't know how anyone takes any positives away from that. You know, okay, he survived a submission attempt. Jan is literally primarily a striker. That was the worst possible performance that Alex Pereira could have put on outside of getting finished. I'm starting to believe there's a group of Alex Pereira soy boys which is hysterical. No, what it is what's crazy is, and I'm thinking about making a video now because so many people have gotten butthurt about that. What it is there's not even really Alex Pereira fans. They're just Israel Adesanya haters. And what's crazy is me giving my opinion on Alex Pereira and saying it wasn't a good win and saying how overrated he is a knock on Adesanya. But for some reason, they think because in their warped brains, they're super biased and try to delegitimize everyone they don't like for whatever reason, yelling steroids, this and that. But in their brains, because I'm saying that Pereira didn't look good against Jan, I'm defending Adesanya, even though they're not. No. Alex Pereira having a good win over Jan makes Adesanya look good because guess what? Adesanya flatlined that same Pereira 2 months ago. So it just doesn't, 2 + 2 doesn't equal what they're coming up with. Praising Pereira and essentially is praising Adesanya. Talking down about Pereira's skill set and performance is a knock on Israel Adesanya. Because Adesanya, that delegitimizes his win a little bit. But I think Pereira is the most overrated fighter in the UFC currently. And I don't even think he has real fans. I think the people who are just so sensitive about it just like him because, oh, he beat Izzy. He beat Izzy. But I think he's the most overrated fighter in the UFC right now. And it was a horrible performance by both guys. And again, and I've talked about this in a clear way. We can make all the excuses we want. We can say the altitude. We can say the 205 debut. That's fair enough. Fine. That's fine. That doesn't change the fact that I believe it was a horrible performance. And I thought it was a shit fight. And I thought both guys looked terrible. The point is, people correlate the word overrated with not good. I'm not saying Pereira's not good. What I'm saying is, what I'm seeing skill-wise, personally, what I am seeing doesn't match the level of hype that I'm perceiving. Obviously, that's super subjective. Obviously, that's up for debate. But if my opinion of Pereira's skill level is here, the hype for Pereira is off the... I can't even reach high enough up. People are acting like it's a foregone conclusion that he's a champion when I think he looked horrible against an out-of-prime, Jan Blachowicz, who was gassed out of elevation, and I still thought he lost. So I thought it was the worst possible UFC 205 debut, and I think fans' expectations of him are way too high just because he got a win over Israel Adesanya. That's my point. So that is my point. I don't think Pereira's a bad fighter. That's not what I'm saying, but people don't know how to listen. Jamal Hill might smoke Poatan. I think Jamal Hill's flatlines him, and I think also Yuri flatlines him too. After what I saw, and maybe it's just the elevation. It could be the elevation that made him look so bad. It could be hesitation from getting KO'd by Adesanya. It's hard to know exactly from one fight, but I'm just saying what I've seen and the performance I saw at UFC 291 does not align with fan expectations of Pereira's future. At least in my opinion, which this is my channel, it's my opinion. People they're not grasping it fully, and they think I'm just hating Pereira, and for some reason they think it has to do with Adesanya. It doesn't make any sense. Pereira beating Jan looks good on Adesanya. I don't understand how people don't get that, but a lot of these people are devoid of logic, and they just, are incredibly biased towards certain fighters. I'm not emotionally attached to any of these guys. So it's very weird. Like, do you hate Alex? Absolutely not. I like Alex. I like Alex. That doesn't mean any. I like Tony. So you want me to tell you Tony looked good at UFC 291 too? Is that what you want me to tell you? Yeah, Tony looked like the elite of the elite at UFC 291. Couldn't believe how good he looked. Think he's in the running for a title. Got caught at the end of the fight. You know, it is what it is. He could have still. He was winning. Like, do you want? I like Tony. Do you want me to lie to you and tell you he looked good? I don't get it. Hamzat versus Bo. Who do you got? Hamzat for sure. Seeing Alex crawl on his hands and knees with Jan on his back was hilarious to me. Yeah, it was hilarious. Hey, Joey, hope the stream is doing good. Did you hear Ankalaev versus Walker at 294? If not, what's your thoughts? I don't think it'll be too competitive. 30-27 Ankalaev. I could see Ankalaev KOing Johnny Walker. I could see him KOing Johnny Walker in the first round. Johnny Walker has no chin. Who cares, but are you picking Grasso in the rematch? No, I'm probably not picking Grasso in the rematch. I agree that Alex's performance could have been better. Yeah, it was a terrible performance. Anyone saying it's a great performance is delusional, in my opinion. But everyone's entitled to their opinion. We all see different things. That's why, you know, we have these types of conversations. But people take it way too sensitive. But I'm not going to back off. I'm never going to be bullied out of an opinion, ever. Am I the only one who think Mitchell is an easy lock against Ige? Ige doesn't have close to the BJJ needed to survive, and Bryce can match him on the feet. I don't think Bryce can match him on the feet. So I think you are the only one. Or if this whole time we were thinking it was DDP, was Alex is the most overrated fighter the whole time? Because DDP wasn't overrated. DDP was underrated. But I know what you're saying. Let me just say this right now. DDP smokes Alex Pereira if he doesn't get KO'd in the first 30 seconds. Bro, it wasn't a good win. What the F? Anyone with eyes can see that. Agreed. It was not the same Pereira. Izzy flatline Pereira who was completely weight drained and a chin weak. It's the same Pereira to me, dude. You can't make the excuses. He cut down the weight. So then are you making the excuse for Adesanya? Oh, then Pereira had him. Dude, Pereira probably outweighs him on fight night by 30 pounds. Pereira is I hate this term, but Pereira is the biggest weight bully in MMA history as well. I mean, dude was bigger than Jan. Think about what a feat that is. I may have to make a video, and it's really going to piss people off. I'm going to make a video. How great is Israel Adesanya? He beat an Alex Pereira. That's literally a heavyweight. That's a crazy win. Think about how skilled Alex Pereira is, okay? Again, I said overrated. I didn't say he wasn't skilled. Think about how skilled he was. He is literally a heavyweight fighting a middleweight. And Adesanya still went out there and flatlined him. Still went out there and had him beat up until the finish in the 5th round. If Izzy and Pereira fight at 205, Izzy will lose. I'm not too sure of that, but maybe. Have you noticed after Dana slapped his wife, Dana was on TV every week, sometimes twice a week would slap. Since Francis sided with Tyson, Dana has been MIA. Exactly, because he doesn't want to talk about it. He doesn't want to talk about any of it. Dude's checked out, and dude's upset. He's heated, and he doesn't want to show that he's heated, so he might as well not talk to the media. How did Pereira lose? He lost 3 in my opinion, but that's fine. Pereira's still unproven. That's debatable. Dude, the Weasel's breakdowns aren't anything. Dude doesn't even show his face. You don't even know his name. You don't even know who he is. His breakdowns mean nothing. I watched the fight 3 times. The 3rd round is very uneventful. It's not that hard. Jan, in my opinion, because it's very subjective based on opinion, which is why 2 judges gave it to Pereira and 1 judge gave it to Jan. Jan landed the more damaging strikes in the 3rd round. I don't care about the grappling at all. It did not matter. Stop acting like some faceless YouTubers the end-all be-all. I'm not the end-all be-all either. But stop acting like some faceless YouTubers the end-all be-all. We can all are entitled to our opinions. If he believes that, that is fine. That's great. That's excellent. If you believe that, that's fine. That's great. That's excellent. That doesn't make it any more valid than mine. Okay? Why do people act like Jan only laid on Alex? People act like Alex dominated the striking. Yeah, which he did, and he got outstruck in the 3rd round, in my opinion. Totally agree with you, Joey. Maybe use the word overhyped instead. Overhyped and overrated means the same thing. But I'm not going to change. I get what you're saying. I'm not trying to like be rude to you, but I'm just saying what I've seen in terms of the skill set does not match fan expectations. Tony dropped Green and he's 39. Yeah. I think Rockage would give Pereira a hard. Dude, Rockage would easily outgrapple Pereira badly. Would wreck him, probably ground and pound TKO. Hey, Joey, how long are you going to stream? An hour, maybe hour and a half? We'll see. I think a lot of it's elevation. I'm not 100% sure, but Alex got used to the elevation 4,000 elevation difference. But either way, yeah, it may just very well be the elevation. That may be the reason why the performance was so lackluster. We'll have to find out in the next performance. And what's crazy is I know if Alex wins his next fight, let's say he wins the title, people are going to be like, oh, look, and you were calling him overrated. Well, based on the information I had at the time, I thought he was. And I'm not saying that he's not good. John O, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Hey Joey, Jan versus Walker might make sense now. You think? Walker's fighting Magomed. Prediction if they encounter one another. I don't know because Jan's so slow, but it could have been the elevation. I don't trust Walker's chin. But I'd probably go Walker, honestly. I know that sounds crazy. I never thought I'd be saying that. I'd probably go Walker. Thank you for the $5 donation. How would Holloway do against Dustin or against Gaethje? He would get smoked, probably finished. Andrade versus Suarez prediction, full card prediction coming out later tonight. I'm probably going Suarez. Jan didn't do any damage on the ground against Pereira. He didn't need to because he landed the harder strikes on the feet and did more damage on the feet, in my opinion. Because it's all subjective. It's all up to opinion. Yuri could KO Alex, but at the same time, it could be close. It could be. Maybe it's just Alex looked horrible because of the elevation. That could be it. That's a legitimate excuse. I think Alex fights at 235 in the cage could be wrong. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. We have to consider Izzy being the GOAT. Yeah. Man, these two guys look terrible, and so many people are saying, oh, wow, he earned his stripe not getting subbed and showed his grappling defense against a guy who's primarily a striker and has literally barely ever used his grappling ever. That's what's crazy. If Pereira's a middleweight his entire career, besides some light heavyweight bout, then he's a middleweight. Simple. Okay. How do you think Weidman does in his return? Probably gets brutally KO'd. MFers be swallowing Weasel and it's so corny. I feel like Alex is going to look better in his next fight. I hope so. Pereira did twice as well in the stand-up compared to Izzy. Do you think that's... Oh my... This is... See, this is the stupidest shit. Look. I'm going to stare dead into the camera, okay? Because this is going to be a hot take to you guys, but I think this is perfectly reasonable. Izzy performed better against Jan Blachowicz than Alex Pereira did. Because guess what? That was a prime Jan Blachowicz. In the peak of his MMA career. Versus, oh, he just got 10-8'd in the 5th round against Magomed Ankalaev and should have lost that fight. Oh, he was losing against Rakic up until Rakic got injured. Oh, he got dominated by Glover Teixeira. Oh, he's 40 years old. Oh, they're at elevation. If you think Pereira did great in the striking, you were smoking crack. Jan literally looked like Dada 5,000 in the 3rd round, and Pereira just stood across from him, barely throwing anything, just jabs to the body and a few leg kicks. That's it. In the 3rd round, he looked horrible. The striking looked horrible from Pereira. And on top of that, Jan looked like he was going to pass out, and he was still landing combinations somehow. Can't believe you thought round 2 was close. I never said that. So you didn't listen. I thought the 3rd round was super close. Jan's lands much harder shots, but I think his labored breathing and facial expression and body language look horrible. I agree 100%. I think Jan definitely landed the harder shots. 100%. And that's why I thought he won. People keep focusing on the takedown because these people are just brainwashed by Joe Rogan's commentary. But the takedown was irrelevant. The takedown was irrelevant because Jan landed the harder shots on the feet. And Jan was also chopping Pereira's leg in the 3rd round as well. The Weasel counted Pereira's heel kicks to the butt while he was in guard. No, he didn't. Stop. Okay, he's not even legitimate. Reyes would get KO'd by Alex. Yes. I could see Jan having a decline. I think he's already on the decline. It was also your opinion that Usman beat Leon. No, it wasn't. I said it was a draw. Judges don't watch on the TV. There was clear view. They watched from one angle across the cage. I know. I could see why the judges would score it against Jan. Fair enough. Izzy lost against Jan, a prime Jan, and looked better. Looked better than Pereira in that fight. I agree, I think. Did you notice a double standard? Because Dustin came on Arrow today, everyone's saying he's gracious in defeat. When Izzy did the same, he got much hate from the fans. I haven't noticed it. 22 of 26 media members said Alex won and 2 judges. Oh, yeah. The media members are great. Oh, yeah, they're great at scoring fights. They know exactly what they're doing. They ask great questions at the press conference, too. Okay? That means absolutely jack shit. Prime Jan 2 years ago. Actually, it was over 3 years ago. It was over 3 years ago. It was March of 2020. Dumbass. It's 3.5 Holy shit, where's the time gone? It's almost 3.5 years ago. That's a long time. That's a long time. Twizzy Rich, Prime Jan 2 years ago. 3.5 years ago. 3.5 years ago, Tony was on his winning streak, bro. Yeah, it's not 2 years ago. I think Jan won, but they definitely counted strikes, just not as significant strikes. Yeah, I don't know. Joey's so mad Alex is Izzy's fight. I don't even know what that means, bro. He got flatline KO'd in his last fight. Alex beating Jan makes Israel Adesanya look better. Alex beating Jan makes Israel Adesanya look even better. So I don't know what that even means. Why are you so mad? I'm not mad at all. I just think it's funny these people are so devoid of logic. Like, oh, yeah, Alex is his fault. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. Dude literally sent him to the Shadow Realm 3 months ago. 3 months ago. Alex made Izzy look even better. I will tell you this right now. Alex's performance against Jan at UFC 291 made the case for Israel Adesanya as middleweight GOAT stronger than it was a week ago. Stronger than it was a week ago. Because it's crazy to me that Alex Pereira was literally bigger than Jan Blachowicz. Israel Adesanya defended his middleweight title against a literal heavyweight and flatline KO'd him. And in the first fight, dominated for about 80% of the fight. Nah, that's probably a bit of an exaggeration. Probably about 65% of the fight. And then got caught at the end and got finished. And it was a bit of an early stoppage too. So, but then he got his revenge anyway and showed that he was the better fighter. So it doesn't matter what happens from here on out. Me talking bad about against Alex's win, saying it was a bad performance, makes Izzy look worse. It makes Izzy look worse. Because, okay, if I'm saying Alex is overrated, one of Izzy's best wins is over Alex. So that makes Izzy look worse. But the point is, that I don't care about that. I don't care about that at all. The point is, at the end of the day, on paper, Alex's win over Jan makes Izzy look even better. It makes his claim to middleweight GOAT status even stronger. So, the problem with his Polish power was way overrated. Not Alex's fault. He got the nod. All that matters. Yeah, it's not his fault. I'm glad he won. I'm glad he won. I'm glad Alex won. I would have preferred Alex to win. I said that going into it, and I said it after the fact. But that doesn't change the fact he looked like dog shit in the fight, and so did Jan. I think Jan needs to retire after that performance. The problem was, okay, the thing is, Jan has regressed significantly since 3.5 years ago. He's regressed significantly since 3.5 years ago. The Jan that fought Israel Adesanya smokes this version of Pereira badly. Badly. The guy that fought Dominic Reyes smokes this version of Pereira badly. But that's not the same Jan. That's not to say it's still not a quality win on paper. I'm just saying it was garbage. It was garbage, and his grappling is horrible. His grappling is the worst in the UFC top 10 of any division, I think. Now, I'm just saying that loosely without stalking over the rankings. But it's definitely up there. It's definitely probably top 3 worst grappling in the UFC. Yeah, Jan looked so slow against Rakic and Magomed. I know, dude. He looked like a shell of himself. Pereira was bigger than Jan, though. I suspect Jan didn't go to Utah early. Altitude messed him up bad. He was so gassed. Yeah, he was badly gassed. Yeah, I can't believe how big Pereira is. Pereira is literally a heavyweight. Fighting at middleweight at one point in time. Does Krylov beat Jan? I would pretty much pick most guys over Jan now. But it could be. I mean, Jan could come back and look good in his next fight. It could be the elevation. It could be. You know, it could be the same for Pereira. I don't think it's impossible. Like, I don't think it's impossible Pereira goes out there and wins a title. I don't think that's even I don't think that's crazy to think. I don't think it's crazy to think that Pereira is one of the best 205ers. What I think it's crazy to think is that it was a great performance at UFC 291 because it was a shit performance. It was a shit performance against a literally exhausted Jan. And he literally landed no real big shots throughout the fight. No real big shots. And Jan was gassed out landing combinations. I don't even get that. I don't even know how that's possible. I think also, if anything, people saying bias this, bias that. If anything, the only thing that I could be biased on is high expectations. I had high expectations for that fight, and I think both guys looked like shit. Yuri versus Pereira prediction if someone's not RS. I'm going Yuri. Yuri by brutal KO. Yuri will KO Alex in the first round by whatever he wants. Hot take. Could be, but Yuri's wild and reckless, dude. If he could be different after the shoulder injury, and who knows. Pereira's got nasty power in that left hand. Did you see Magomed versus Johnny Walker at 294? Yes. It's a good fight. Is it safe to say Magomed would ragdoll Alex? Yes. 100%. Magomed's the worst matchup for Alex right now. Crazy to think that Jan and Alex both will retire have just been once. It's crazy to think Jan and Alex will both retire as having been once been undisputed champs, and Dustin and Justin will most likely both retire without ever having been undisputed champ. Agreed? Yes, I do. That is crazy. He did land heavy leg kicks. Fair enough. Crazy how this guy is regarded as the best kickboxer in the world, but by the time he gets hit, dude, the striking defense is what was jarring to me. I don't know how he was getting hit by Jan in the third round. I thought for sure after the second round, there's no way that Alex wasn't going to win. And then to almost lose that third round and arguably lose that third round, in my opinion, I think is crazy. I think is absolutely crazy. Dude had a baseball on his calf. Yeah, but Jan was chopping the legs of Pereira as well. Pereira, in the third round, ate a couple leg kicks, and he backed off because it hurt him. Not to say that both look bad. Joey, Alex had Jan on his back for 4 minutes. Alex had Jan on his back for 4 to 30 minutes. Of course he's tired then. Okay. Alex at light heavyweight looked chunky. Seems like Utah elevation affected him the most. Yeah, I don't want him to go back to Utah anymore. Alex was gassed in the third. Yeah, that's crazy. After not doing anything for the whole fight, for the most part. Wild one, but how about they book Usman versus Adesanya 293? They won't do it, but neither have a clear opponent. Might be do each other a favor. That'd be crazy if that was the main event. I just wish it was Duplessis. Duplessis deserves the fight. That's the fight we should be seeing. They should wait for it and book something else, but they don't have any other options. The UFC spreads themselves too thin, boys. UFC spreads themselves too thin, it seems. Yet again. Strickland did say when sparring with Pereira he was powerful but had no defense. Dude, Pereira's wide open. I saw that in this last fight. I didn't realize how wide open he was. Tony can find a 9-to-5 in the worst case. You think Tony can find a 9-to-5? Okay. Tony only lost because the elevation clearly would have went out had he had more oxygen. Exactly, I agree. 100%. Tony should have got it done. Tony was winning the fight. I like Tony, so that means I got to defend him no matter what. What the fuck is all this bullshit? Dude, so many people are crying about my tweet in the video of Dustin getting KO'd. You can clearly see in this video, Dustin turned right into the head kick. Dude, so many people are mad. I'm done. I'm just seeing all this. People are saying the head kick landed on the chin of Dustin, which it didn't at all. I watched the replay countless times. It did not land on the chin at all. It's crazy how everyone's so biased in the MMA landscape that anytime you even suggest anything, they think you're biased. I don't care if Dustin or Justin won. I like both those guys. People are wild. People are wild. I'm just seeing all that. It landed on the back of his neck. Your take on the Dustin kick was also so stupid. All head kicks wrap around the back of the head. What take are you talking about? All I said was, isn't that crazy that the majority of the impact was on the straight back of the head? That's it. So then Alex has garbage defense, which is shown. How did he make it through kickboxing? I don't know, dude. I don't know. I guess worried about takedown. So it's crazy. People are acting like the funny thing is, these people are so brain dead. People are like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Blah, 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 blah. It doesn't I watched it multiple times. It doesn't touch Dustin's chin. It doesn't touch Justin's chin at all. I'm going to go watch it again real quick. It doesn't touch Justin's chin at all. I'm just wondering, is something like that, like, is that legal or illegal? Like, I wonder what, it's just a gray area in MMA is my point. That was my only point behind it. Was my only point. It only seems to land with the side of the foot on the back of the head because Dustin turns his head and then he blocks it from hitting the chin. It never touches the chin at all. It never touches the chin at all. I just watched it again just to be sure. So, yeah, not all head kicks wrap around the back of the head for sure. No, they don't. But these people on Twitter are all upset because I tweeted out, I'm not advocating for anything to be done, but I watched back the Gaethje head kick KO, and it solely landed on the back of the head and neck, which put Poirier to sleep. It's clear as day in the replay. Could this in any universe be used to appeal the loss? I don't think it should be appealed. I don't think it should be overturned. But the video evidence, in my opinion, is irrefutable. The video evidence is irrefutable. The arm got up, and he also turned his head. I don't know. I would love to know from an MMA rule standpoint. Okay, let's say for the sake of argument, I know people are going to debate whether or not I did this and that. If you can say irrefutably, it only hit the back of the head, and that's what KO'd him, okay? Wasn't intentional. It's clearly not a DQ. Dustin clearly blocked it and then turned his head into it, okay? If they can say irrefutably it hit the back of the head, causing him to be KO'd, could they do anything? No, it was dead center of the back of the head. I tweeted it out. Go look at my Twitter. You can go see it for yourself. Everyone's having a field day about it, crying about it. It hit dead center of the back of the neck and the back of the head. My guess is what they would say is they would say some of it came into contact with the side of the neck and that's what KO'd him. But it also could be just the arm itself from the head kick, the impact of his own arm hitting his head, culminating with the head kick landing on the back of the head, causing the KO. That would be my guess is their defense. Like someone's tweeting out to me, Justin's shin is what caused the KO. Justin's shin never touched Dustin's face at all. And I don't care. I don't want it overturned. I don't want a DQ. I'm just curious because it's a gray area in the rules. I would love to know what are the rules on that. Because technically back of the head strikes are illegal. So I would love to know what would be the rule on that if they could say for sure that it only hit the back of the head. But again, people are acting like, oh, I want it overturned or something. I mean, technically, yes, it happened before with bad calls being turned to no contest. Joey, let's get some people's opinion. Toxic MMA community. Joey, you're so biased. How could you? Yeah, I don't even know what that means. But, dude, it's just people can't. Literally, there's nothing wrong with my tweet. People don't know how to read. Someone's like, oh, he lost a bet. I don't care who won. I don't care who won. I don't want it to be appealed, which I clearly said in the video, in the tweet with the video. But dumb motherfuckers are keep saying that. It's crazy. I mean, it clearly just hit the back of the head. I would just love to know what the rule could be on that. I'll have to see it closer. Let me take a look. I tweeted it out in slow-mo. If his own arm knocked him out, it's from the force of the kick. That's what I'm saying, dumbass. That's literally what I just said. Maybe that's what caused it. But I'm saying in the video, the shin does not touch Dustin. The shin does not touch Dustin. The only thing that lands is the foot dead center of the back of the head. That's my point. Dead center of the back of the head. So, but people are all upset about it to even potentially suggest that. And saying, oh, he wants it appealed. But I don't care. Keep pushing it around. Keep pushing it around. Keep getting me free publicity. I don't care. I'm never going to be bullied off my takes. And that's not even a take. I'm just wondering what the rules would be on it. What's up, Joey? How you feeling? I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Cirogan, hammer fist tie in the back of the head before knocking him out, and it didn't matter. That's not the point of what I'm asking. I'm asking if it was competent refs and it was competent athletic commissions, based on if you followed the rules to a T, would it or would it not be legal? Dude, I don't know what you're saying, Twizzy Rich. You're not understanding what I'm saying. I'm saying my guess is it would be considered Gaethje's impact on the arm causing the KO. That's what I'm guessing they would rule. But in the video, it clearly shows nothing but Justin's foot touching the back of the head of Dustin because he turns into it. What makes it 100% legal, though? Fill me in. That's what I'm trying to figure. How is it fair shot and how is it perfectly placed? So head kicks are allowed to hit the dead center of the back of the head. Is that what you're telling me? I'm trying to figure out. I scoured the rules. I couldn't find a clear indication of what's the truth. I know they don't enforce it, but I'm just asking. You guys don't get what I'm trying. I mean, I guess half of you guys don't get. My question is if the rules were followed to a T, is that legal or not legal? But again, for some reason, people can't simply read and understand. I don't think it should be overturned. I don't think it should even be challenged. I just would like to know the rules on that gray area. It's a very interesting debate, is what my point is. Fazeev will show Gaethje how to land a clean head kick when he finishes Dustin next. Maybe, but Fazeev's got to worry about Gamrot. It's ridiculous. Why are they taking so long to announce the UFC 293 main event? I don't know. You're not wrong, Joe, but they typically don't enforce head rules. Fighters in motion, it appears unintentional. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. James was banning people because people said people are racist towards Bilal. Denial. I doubt he was banning people for that. Just watch your tweet. I see it as illegal and landing on the neck more than the back of the head. Well, the dead center of the neck as well as the back of the head is illegal based on the Nevada rules. Based on the Nevada rules, the dead center of the back of the head all the way down the spine is illegal to land on. So, again, Gaethje didn't do it intentionally. I don't think it should be overturned. I think it's a fair head kick. It happens. But I'm just wondering. It's just such a weird gray area. It's such a weird gray area is what I wonder. If the rules were actually enforced, would it be potentially overturned by some sort? That's a good question for Big John McCarthy. Yeah, but it's crazy how people just don't understand shit like that. Like, I don't care that Dustin lost at all. In the least bit. I like Dustin and I like Justin. And just solely asking that question because it's interesting means, oh, well, you wanted Dustin to win. No, I didn't really care who won. So, I feel like the no back of the head shot rule is more if you're facing your opponent's back deliberately. Yeah, I understand that. But the way the rule is written is there's no shots to the back of the head or the back of the neck and spine. And I wonder that. It's crazy how unbiased you are, Joey. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. It's weird how you can hit someone in the back of the head for a finish, but you can rip someone's arm or leg off. Yeah. I don't know what the exact medical area, exactly getting hit in the back of the head is not good for you. I know that. The wrapping of the front foot around the foot can uniquely might have something to do with how it feels different. I don't even know. What the fuck did you even type, bro? That gave me a brain aneurysm just reading it. Yeah, it's a gray area. And I'm just curious. I'm just curious what it means. No, he really did ban people because he said he doesn't believe it. He doesn't believe... Well, I mean, if he doesn't believe it, that's crazy. I can't help that, but I don't know. That's weird. My guess is people were probably harassing about it. Being annoying about it. So. Like, this is my tweet that got everybody butthurt. But it's sharing me around, so it's good. I tweeted out. This is word for word. I'm not advocating for anything to be done. But I watched back Gaethje's head kick KO, and it solely landed on the back of the head and neck of Poirier, which put him to sleep. It's clear as day in the replay. Could this in any universe be used to appeal the loss? I don't want him to appeal the loss. I don't think it should be overturned, because that's just the nature of a head kick. But I'm curious, anytime someone head kicks, you could just turn your head like this. You know? So... Joey, what's up? What's up, Benji? What's up? I think Hamzat finishes Alex at 185 easily. Oh, Hamzat would definitely beat him. Hamzat would definitely beat him. What's up, Joey? When are your predictions for UFC Nashville coming out? Tonight, hopefully. Tonight. Tonight. After the stream, I got to record it. So, Hamzat destroys Izzy and Alex. Hamzat definitely destroys Alex. I think the Izzy fight would be very interesting. Wonderboy versus Renat Fakhretdinov is the biggest fight the UFC can make right now. Would be the biggest fumble ever if they didn't do it. Yeah. Joey, do you use verdict? No, I do not. These are tough, uncomfortable questions that need to be answered. Yeah, I'm just genuinely curious. Like, people keep responding. Like, I'm scrolling through some of these responses, and they're like, shinbone, 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 shinbone. The shinbone never landed. Shinbone never landed. Shinbone never landed. Let me go do this. Let me go do this real quick. I'm curious. Someone said Big John McCarthy. Let's go tag him. At Big John, who thinks he knows everything. Did he block me? McCarthy? He might have blocked me from a while ago. Discard. Big John McCarthy. Let's see. Oh, it's John McCarthy. John McCarthy MMA. Let's see. I'm going to go tag him in the video and see what he thinks. I mean, it's just a simple tweet. I'm just curious about the ruling on that. What was it? John McCarthy. Let's see if he answers. Because I'm genuinely curious. It appears the shin doesn't land at all on the side of the head. Now on the side. And it all on the chin of Dustin. There we go. But apparently everyone thinks you're after watching 291, do you think the fights were better than 290? No, 290 was better for sure. Renat destroyed Kevin Lee. That is very true. Renat can honestly run through the division. I think it's too early to say that. Joe, I'm surprised you didn't have Michael on your cuts list. Michael Chiesa? He was. I'm just trying to imagine Aspen Ladd's opponents pulling out anytime she missed weight. They never did. Yeah, I don't remember. He murked Brian Battle too? Yeah. Why do you act as if Izzy has better grappling than Alex? Because he ragdolled him. I think Guru said you have to intentionally be aiming your strike towards the back of the head in order for it to be illegal. The thing is, I read the rules, and it just says back of the head strikes are illegal. I mean, think about it. Bobby Green wasn't intentionally trying to headbutt. That was deemed illegal, and therefore it was a no contest. I would love to know. Because most responses that I've gotten, even though people are acting like clowns about it, are saying the shin landed. But the shin never landed. I'm telling you, I just watched it. I got it right in front of me right now. The shin never landed. If you watch it right here, let me record this in slow-mo. Video slow-mo. Oh my God, ESPN sucks ass. Let me take a look. What my guess is, the actual verdict of this would be, and what I would rule on this, like if I was in charge of this, okay, and just going off what I know on the rules, there might be something that I'm missing. What I would say is the impact of the shin on the forearm of Dustin plus the back of the head shot is what contributed to the KO. It was not solely the back of the head shot. It was the arm and the velocity of the arm from the shin landing on the arm is what caused the KO. And that's why I would say it's a clean KO. But I'm just curious. That's why I posed the question in general. Anywho. Just got here, but man, people are eating you alive over the Jan comments. They can do whatever they want. I don't care. Michelle Pereira. Fair enough. I probably should have. Tony should run it back with Michael Johnson. Stop. Intent versus non-intent, I guess. Yeah, but that's the difference between a DQ and a no contest. That's the difference between a DQ and a no contest. You know? In my opinion. Nat Herb knocked out Dustin with the home base slide. Dude was sliding the home. The shin did not land, bro. The shin did not land. I just watched it 3 times over. The shin never touched the face of Dustin Poirier at all. But the shin was there right here as he's rolling. So you could, the impact of the shin hit this forearm so hard that therefore the energy transferred to the arm, which then transferred to the chin. And I think that could be concluded as causing the KO. Should Wonderboy be cut for being a bitch? Watch the video. Watch the video, bro. It's out on the channel. Shin touch the guard? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. People think I have some solid opinion on it or something. I'm just asking the question. Would you be able to show it without copy? No, I'd probably end up getting copyright, bro. I'd probably end up getting copyright. I don't trust the UFC, especially after a big event. So I did watch. I don't remember you mentioning Wonderboy at the end of the videos where I talk about Wonderboy. Cyril Gane finished Tuivasa to the hammer fist to the back of the head. Yeah, fair enough. I know. And that wasn't considered anything either. So I just wonder. Joe, what's your think of Magomed versus Johnny Walker fight announcement? I like it. I like it. Am I the only one who thinks it would be super ironic? It's not going to get overturned. Dustin's not even going to appeal it. I don't even think it should get appealed. I'm just curious because I noticed it. That's it. That's the only thing I thought was interesting. Hello, what's going on? Should freak injuries be no contest? For example, Conor Dustin? No. No. Should UFC re-sign Lewis? Yes. But Lewis has got a potential $2 million payday. He's got a $2 million payday potentially over at PFL. Imagine PFL scoops up Lewis to fight Francis. Dana will be heated. Dude, Dana in the UFC, watch my top 3 takeaways from UFC 291. Dana and the UFC are going to have to break out the checkbook. Are going to have to break out the checkbook to keep Derek Lewis. He won't go to PFL. Yeah, I don't think the UFC will let it. Joey, could Tony Chiesa be a good... No, please no. Please no, please no, please no. Absolutely not, dude. Don't even say that. Don't even say that. Chiesa would ragdoll Tony bad. Would ragdoll Tony badly. It would be really bad. It would be really, really bad. But they're both washed up, so I get what you're saying. I get where you're going with it, but... Damn. Well, I'll tell you one thing. All the controversy, not that I'm intentionally trying to do it, the videos are picking up some good steam right now, boys. Picking up a bunch of subs, picking up a bunch of views. Videos are doing well. Joey, could Tony... No, I already read that. I love your take on Rogan. I used to love him on pay-per-view, so he needs to go. Yeah, Rogan's horrible in commentary. What's wrong with Tony, though? I don't know, dude. He's brain dead. He's brain dead. Valdez or Veneta are good opponents for Tony. Dude, there's no good opponents for Tony. There's none. If you ran your own MMA organization, what would you do with stars like Wonderboy or Dustin who said they don't want to fight certain guys? To me, it symbols a lack of motivation, which is dangerous to me. I don't know, dude. It's a tough gray area, too. That's a very tough gray area. Because you don't want to lose them, but I don't know, man. You don't want to just baby them and let them do whatever they want 24/7. I'm all for the fighter's interest, but at the same time, it's annoying that certain guys, I would take them out of the rankings. I would match them up with fun fights and I'd take them out of the rankings. And I would tell them, look, if you don't want to fight certain fighters of certain styles, that's fine, but we're taking you out of the rankings. That's what I would say. Remember when Demir said he would play with Justin? Yes. You're the only fighter that You're the only MMA YouTuber that calls washed up fighters dead bodies. I guess. I mean, I've been calling them that since I started my channel. I guess people find it funny, but I don't think anybody else calls them that. I mean, they are dead bodies. That's what they are. Tony's a dead body. Dead body. What else did I call it? I called it dead something else. The dead carcass? No. What was it? I called it something else. Not just a dead body, but a dead something else, and I can't remember. I can't remember what it was. If anybody... The dead corpse. Yes, that's it. The dead corpse. I couldn't remember what I called him. I'm glad all you guys remembered, because someone said you don't need to call a corpse dead. A corpse is dead. Yeah, the dead corpse of Tony Ferguson. The dead corpse of Tony Ferguson. The dead body of Tony Ferguson. Yeah, I guess that's unique to me. I guess that's unique to me. I don't know. I don't know if anyone else says it. Does anybody else say it? Let me know. You guys hear anybody else saying it in the MMA landscape? Let me know. Moving on. Moving up the card. Izzy Holland. Ew. Imagine if you could only climb up the rankings by beating the next guy, so you'd have to get 15 wins to be champion. That'd be actually pretty cool, but it would never work out that way. That would be cool, though. I'd like that idea, but it would never work. What do you guys think of my BMF idea? That if you want to be the BMF, you got to fight every 8 weeks. That's the rule of the BMF title. You have to fight every 8 to 10 weeks. If you don't fight every 10 weeks, it gets vacated. They make a new BMF title fight. Wouldn't that be awesome? Dude, we get it. You're spamming crazy takes in the chat, dude. We get it. Just calm down with it. It's stupid. Can we talk about 292? Thoughts, expectations of the card? The card is not what I thought it would be. It's disappointing, to be quite honest. It's disappointing, to be quite honest. It's very disappointing. But it's not a bad card. Disappointing doesn't mean it's bad. But it's just not what it once was. It's just not what it once was. And it's right around the corner, to be honest. That's the crazy part. Let's see. It has 10 fights. Which fights did we lose again? Henry Cejudo, Marlon Vera, and Rob Font versus Song Yudong. Yeah, so we lost a lot. 2 good fights. 2 very good fights. I'm really looking forward to Andrea Lee versus Natalia Silva. Natalia Silva, I think, could be a future champion of women's flyweight. Joey, people hating on that tweet. I know. I don't care, though. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. People on MMA Twitter are brainless most of the time. I'm just asking a simple question, but a lot of people can be intimidated and be like butthurt and get in their emotions. I could be around 10,000 people. Every single one of them could hate my guts. I don't give a fuck at all. Thank you, Leo Chav, for the $1.99 in honor of all the dead corpses in the UFC. There's quite a few dead corpses. You only have to train in remote wilderness, okay? Ranked guys who would take 5 years to fight for a title. Yeah, basically. They would never even get there. Imagine if you just did that. Number 1 guy fights, he's out of the rotation. If you're number 1 contender and you win and you lose the title shot, you go to 15. Everyone just circles up. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. You have a top 15. Number 1 fights for the title. He loses. He goes to 15 now. Number 1 guy fights for the title. He loses. He goes to 15 now. You get through the rankings quicker. These past years, the MMA community has really turned into an echo chamber. I know. For sure. For sure. I don't like Alex Pereira. What are some of the biggest shells of them former selves in the UFC. Tony Ferguson, definitely. Dominic Reyes, definitely. Alexander Gustafsson, definitely. Yeah, basically. There you go. Do you remember Chris Montini, the guy that was brought in for Sean to beat up? Yeah. Yes, I do. He's not in the UFC anymore, right? I think Sean O'Malley's only win over a current UFC fighter is Petr Yan, which was a robbery win, which is hilarious. Could you add Conor to that list? Yeah, but he doesn't fight, so we don't even know what he is. We don't even know what he is. Because he doesn't even fight, bro. He does not even fight. I'm just disappointed that 292 lost them good fights. I'm just mad that it lost those 2 fights. Top 5 best head movements in the UFC? I don't know, dude. That's too detailed of a question. That's too detailed of a question. No, he's not in the UFC. I didn't think so. He's fighting in some lower level organization. He was supposed to be on the Ultimate Fighter, but I don't think he made it. I don't think he made it, boys. I don't think he made it. You know what I gotta do soon? I gotta clean my PC. I want to keep it nice. It's still clean, but I just want to make sure there's no dust build up in there. Keep it perfect. Dude, I might actually finally get to 1,000 Twitter followers with all this controversy I've been drumming up lately somehow. People must care what I think, apparently. They could say what they want. Bloody Elbows calling me out. You know, this video is going around. 10,000 views. That's pretty crazy. Look at all these responses. This really got people mad. Rose said she thought she was going to retire after she lost to Esparza. Early stream, I like it. What's up? I'm not going to stay for that much longer. Why do you hate Poatan? I don't. I like Poatan. You know, having a negative... Look, what fans... We talked about this earlier, but fans don't understand. If you say anything negative about a fighter, you hate them because that's how most fans live. They're extremely biased, and they can only say good things about their favorite fighters, and they can't ever say negative things. I don't care. I'm not emotionally invested to most of these guys. I love Tony Ferguson. I've been a big fan of Tony Ferguson for many years. I said what a shit performance he had and that he's a dead body now. Because guess what? I'm going to be honest about my thoughts. Same thing with Poatan. I don't think he had a good performance against Jan. I thought he looked horrible against Jan. Doesn't mean I dislike him. Doesn't mean I dislike him at all. But I understand you guys, negative about a fighter means you hate him. Positive about a fighter means you love him and you're biased towards him. That's not the same with me. Positive just means what I saw was positive. Negative just means what I saw was negative. That's it. There's nothing more to it. Believe me. I'm not emotionally invested in these guys like you guys are, where it's not like I'm going to bed thinking about, you know, oh, I really like this guy or that guy, or I really want this guy or that guy to win. The only bias I have is a slight bias towards rooting for my picks to be right. That's it. Rooting for my picks to be right. And that's literally the only bias that I truly have. So, but it's just certain people. The MMA community is so, I don't know, they're not the brightest, and they think any criticism means you hate that fighter. I like Alex Pereira. I would genuinely say I like Alex Pereira more than I like Israel Adesanya. And I like Alex Pereira. I'm trying to think who else is in 205. I like Alex Pereira better than I like Jan Blachowicz. I like Alex Pereira more than I like Alexander Rakic. So you pull up most of the division. The only person I like more than Alex Pereira is probably Yuri Prochazka. If it's up to me, I want Alex to win the next fight. Unless I would root for Yuri. So probably not the next fight. But if he was fighting Jamal Hill, I would be rooting for Alex Pereira. If he's fighting Magomed Ankalaev, I'm rooting for Alex Pereira. And when he was fighting Jan Blachowicz, I said it going into the fight. I want Alex Pereira to win that fight because I want him to be a contender in the division. You know, so there's one fighter in the whole light heavyweight division that I would root for against Alex Pereira. But I never hear you call Izzy overrated, though. Izzy got dominated and smashed by Jan, while Alex showed good grappling defense, though. We talked about this last night. And look, I don't care if you take offense to it. You're a fucking idiot. How long have I had my channel, you fucking dumbass? How long have I had my channel? A tier. How long have I had my channel? Please let me know. Go look and tell me when I started my channel. And then go look and see when Adesanya fought Jan. Go look. Go tell me. Oh my God. Oh, a year before I started my channels when Izzy fought Jan? Oh, guess who picked Jan in that fight? Guess who picked Jan in that fight? I did. I picked Jan to win. I thought Jan was the better fighter going into that fight. I thought the bias... go watch videos. Go watch my videos where I talk about Adesanya's future fights when they got announced. I talk about how, oh, the Joe Rogan commentary in the Adesanya fight was so biased. They were acting like Adesanya's feints were landing on Jan. I've literally talked... There's video evidence of that. There's video evidence of that. But my question is, when did I start my channel? April of 2021. When did Jan and Adesanya fight? March of 2020. So, there you go. There you go. At least I'm pretty sure. Or is it March of 2021? Am I dumb? I think it's March of 2021. So, it may have been a month after I started my channel. Well, what am I supposed to do? UFC 259. Yeah, so it's a month. It didn't happen a year. It was a month because I think UFC 259 was 2021 as well. It was. So 2021. So then I was wrong about the guy earlier about 3 years. It's been 2.5 years, not 3.5 years. So March 6, 2021. I started my channel April 1st, 2021. So why would I have been doing a post fight talking about how Adesanya is overrated? Huh? 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 You go, if you knew my actual picks for Israel Adesanya, let's go look at Israel Adesanya's record. And I've talked about this well documented on my channel as well. Let's see. Israel Adesanya. Let's scroll down. I picked him to beat Alex Pereira. I picked him to beat Jared Cannonier. I picked him to beat Robert Whittaker in the rematch. Picked him to beat Marvin Vettori. Oh, guess what? Before that, I picked him to lose to Jan Blachowicz. I picked him to lose to Paulo Costa. I picked him to lose to Yoel Romero. I picked him to lose to Robert Whittaker. I picked him to lose to Kelvin Gastelum. I even picked him to lose to Anderson Silva. I picked him to beat Derek Brunson. I picked him to beat Brad Tavares. So I've picked against Adesanya many of times. Many of times. Adesanya's resume is far better than Alex Pereira's resume. Far better. Not even in the same universe. Not even in the same universe. People are acting like Alex Pereira's already foregone conclusion that he's going to be light heavyweight champion off of a shit performance against an out-of-prime Jan Blachowicz where he literally arguably lost. So, there you go. And also, the win for Israel Adesanya over Alex Pereira, because of what happened at UFC 291, makes that win even better because Alex Pereira is literally a heavyweight. So Adesanya is literally defending his middleweight title against the heavyweight, in my opinion. So, but you guys can't understand anything because you're just incredibly biased towards certain fighters. Joey Chill, hey man, I'm just telling you. Oh, how come you never called this or how come you never talked about this? I have. Just because you didn't see it didn't mean I didn't talk about it. Oh, there's not a post fight on it? Oh, wait, I didn't have my fucking channel then. Alex Pereira has a lot of defensive problems. Yeah, his grappling is shit. His defensive striking is shit. And his cardio is shit. Just acknowledging that means you hate him. 2021 was a great year in UFC, that it was. Definitely a KO punch. Would Alex P have a bigger issue for Anthony Smith than Walker was? Would Alex P be a bigger issue currently for Anthony Smith than Walker was? I don't know because Pereira's grappling is so bad. But there's no way I could pick Anthony Smith over Pereira. But Pereira's grappling is bad. I think it shows you're a bad analysis. Poatan is on Izzy's level, and that performance was at altitude. Oh, he was on his level. Yeah, I guess that's why he got flatlined in his last fight. I guess that's why the fight before that, Izzy won like 70% of that fight and got KO'd in the 5th round. Got TKO'd in the 5th round. Standing TKO early, keep in mind. Early TKO as well. They can be on each other's level, and one can still be significantly better and still have a better resume. There may be a guy who's outside the UFC who may be on Izzy's level. It doesn't mean anything. We're talking about resumes. A badass chat. I'm learning like a sponge here. Izzy's resume is far better than Alex. Not close. Yeah, it's not even close. You could subtract a couple wins off of Izzy's resume, and it's still way better than Alex. Is Izzy overrated right now? No, I don't think he is. I think he's underrated, actually. He's one of the GOATs at middleweight, if not the GOAT at middleweight, if not close to surpassing Anderson Silva at the GOAT at middleweight, and people act like he's horrible. So, can we agree Lewis was never going to lose to De Lima? Everyone kept saying leg kicks would win it, but he threw one naked kick. He would have been... I don't know, dude. It didn't seem like it now. Izzy's overrated. Middleweight super weak. Fair enough. Fair enough. I just feel like nobody even gives Izzy the credit for his long, active middleweight title reign. And I know technically now it's a second title reign, but you get my point. Rogan's commentary is in real trouble here. Dude, Rogan's commentary is horrible. But the MMA community in general is mostly brain dead. I mean, I told you they're one step away from NASCAR fans. You can't criticize any of their fighters without people crying about it. They want you to pander to all their feelings because they're just little crybaby bitches. Do you think Volk surpasses Aldo as featherweight GOAT? Yes. Can Bilal become champion? Yes. Is the report of Ankalaev Walker true? Yes. It seems as if it is. Connor's Warsh, he's only going to be a Twitter warrior. He's been a Twitter warrior for the last, 8 years, basically. Since 2016, so 7 years. Damn, I can't believe Jan versus Adesanya was in 2021. I can't believe that happened a month before I started my channel. So the first event that I covered on my channel was UFC 260. No, it wasn't 260 because 260 was already done. So the first event I covered on my channel was UFC 261, which was Usman Masvidal 2, Weili Zhang, Namajunas 1, Valentina Shevchenko, Jessica Andrade. First event I covered on my channel was 261, boys. So Izzy is underrated, but the guy that he flatline KO'd did worse in the grappling against a mutual opponent with less experience is overrated, yes. Pereira did worse in the grappling against Jan Blachowicz. He literally gave up his back. Literally gave up his back and almost got choked out. He did worse in the grappling. And had a worse performance overall, even though he won. And also, the comparison doesn't work because we're talking almost 3 years ago. Jan was in his prime. He's not in his prime anymore. I still don't think Volk is above Aldo yet, personally. It depends if you consider WEC or not. If you consider WEC, then you could say it's close. Izzy got mounted and ground and pound. Did he almost get finished though? Did he almost get finished? Did he get taken down every single round? No, he didn't. And he did, and Alex lost too, but it didn't reflect on the scorecards because both guys looked like shit, and neither one of them really wanted to win the fight. Izzy's resume before he got to the middleweight belt is better than Alex's resume right now. Agreed, 100%. Agreed. I'm housebound with COVID and nothing like some Joey to make you forget your troubles. Appreciate you. I think Alex Pereira is the most overrated fighter in the UFC right now. Literally the most overrated fighter in the entire UFC. That doesn't mean he's bad. I've already explained this. He's just the most overrated. What would happen if Rose won a decision then faced Blanchfield? She would have got wrecked badly. She would have got wrecked badly. Joey, it bothers me that some Tony's fans are encouraging him to keep fighting. Dude, it's so bad. Yeah, people are so high on Pereira over an early stoppage and Adesanya Pereira won. Yeah, and he lost the majority of that fight. And, dude, he has the worst grappling, I think, of anybody in the top 10 of any division. Just off the top of my head. He's at least top 3. At least top 3. But yeah, it's weird because I don't even think these people are actually Pereira fans. They just don't like Adesanya. But it doesn't matter to me. I'm happy that Pereira won. I'm genuinely happy that Pereira won. So that's the crazy thing. They think I'm like mad that Pereira won. I wanted Pereira to win. So I got what I wanted. Because Pereira at the top of the division is far better than old ass Jan at the top of the division. Ortega's trajectory is interesting. Has anything been announced? No. The eye poke was the worst case scenario because it makes people think Tony would have won. I know, dude. I know. You mean worse grappling in men's MMA? Yeah, that's what I mean. Pereira's zero ground game but struggles against active ground and pound and submission attempts. Dude, any other fighter in the top 10 of the light heavyweight division, if they got him in that position, they would have finished him. Jan's literally let me take a look. Let me take a look before I say this. Jan's probably the worst grappler in the top 10. I think Anthony Smith's a better grappler. Paul Craig's definitely a better grappler. Ryan Spann would be debatable. Azamat Murzakanov, I don't even remember what. Didn't his last fight he look like shit? Yeah, he did. Okay, maybe not the top 10 then. I don't remember what Murzakanov's grappling looks like, but it doesn't look that great. People are mad that Izzy flatlined Alex. I know. It's just crazy when you say that his grappling looked horrible in that fight. People are upset. People are upset about that. It looked horrible. Imagine the look on Dana's face if you watch Francis knock out Fury. Dude, I would love... There's nothing I would enjoy more than seeing Dana's face if Francis Ngannou brutally KO'd Tyson Fury. I would literally pay $250 for a pay-per-view live stream of Dana's face if Ngannou KO'd Fury. Walker's worse? No, Walker's not worse. Walker's got okay grappling. I just think Jan's BJJ is really good. He just rarely... He doesn't. Would you rather watch Yuri versus Pereira or Sandhagen versus O'Malley? Yuri versus Pereira. That matchup's too interesting. That matchup's way too interesting. It would have to be Yuri versus Pereira, but Sandhagen O'Malley would be incredible as well. But I just don't think O'Malley's proven himself. I don't think he's proven himself. So, I mean, he's got one win over one ranked fighter in the entire UFC, and it's a robbery win over Piotr Jan. Hey, Joe, I'm new to the channel. Would like your thought. Jan has blown past fights by embracing and not being able to be active on top. Yeah, that's true. I think Ankalaev absolutely embarrasses Walker at 295. Isn't it 294 or is it 295? I think Yuri may be the hardest hitter at 205 when he lands flush. Pereira's power is great, but a tad bit overrated. Only left hook is dynamite. There's no way Izzy's overrated, dude. Izzy's should be considered one of the GOATs at middleweight, and he's not even considered. He should be considered one of the GOATs in MMA. He should be right up there with Jones and Aldo and Anderson and GSP. He should be getting close to that point, and nobody considers him in that conversation. I just don't care about bantamweight and flyweight. Why? Bantamweight's one of the best divisions in the UFC, if not the best division in the UFC. Yeah, I think Izzy's underrated. But maybe it's just the people I see who are just acting like Izzy isn't good. I don't think he gets the credit he deserves. Izzy's top 5 GOAT. Close. I don't know off the top of my head how I would rank it exactly, but yeah. I think Yuri may be the hardest hitter at 205 when he lands flush. I think he is. Probably. Let me take a look. Probably. Jan in his prime, I would say, maybe. But right now, Yuri, yeah. I think Yuri flatlines Alex Pereira badly. Is he definitely over Volk? I think he is. I think it's close, but I think he is. Is he and Volk are tied? I think, yeah, I think it's close. Do you think Alexander's up there top 8 best all time? Yes. Izzy's definitely over Volk. I have Izzy at around the 13th spot all time. Fair enough. Yuri was struggling a bit with Reyes. That is true, dude. That is true. Pereira has an amateur record. If he captures the light heavyweight title, he's eligible for the Hall of Fame. Okay. The Hall of Fame's bullshit. Who cares about the Hall of Fame? Would you put Alexander over Aldo? It's close. I would. It depends what you consider. It depends if you consider if you consider WEC. I got Izzy at the bottom of the top 10 and Volk right behind. Yeah, I'd never even put it in the rankings because I don't really care that much. I think the GOAT conversation is kind of dumb in general. Polish power might be overplayed. It doesn't take a lot to KO Rockhold and Reyes. You're right on that one. You're honestly right. It might be a little bit overrated now that you think about it. We put it in respect like that. Put it in retrospect like that. Do you think if Dricus beat Izzy, they would give Izzy an instant rematch? Yes. Depending on how it went. Yes. I think they would. Current Gaethje versus Prime Khabib prediction. Do you think Khabib would... Dude, Khabib would literally maul him again. I think it'd be an easy submission for Khabib again. Gaethje has no jiu-jitsu. No jiu-jitsu at all. I wouldn't even be interested in that fight. Was Aldo's WEC run against crate competition mostly, or was it some cans? That was decent competition. It was against Uriah Faber in his prime. Cub Swanson, arguably close to his prime. I don't know. I wasn't like a huge fan back in the WEC days, so I can't really put a lot onto it. Yeah, I just watched the fights. You know, Mike Brown was a decent fighter back then. I don't know. It's hard to say. Can anyone else at 205 go tit for tat with Alex on the feet and range? Dude, I think Alex's striking, his defensive striking is overrated. Maybe it's because of the threat of the takedown, but his defensive striking isn't that good. I mean, Jan looked literally slow as molasses in the third round, was landing heavy shots. What was the weirdest matchup? What do you mean? All O'Malley had to do was one eye poke and got skipped the line and got a robbery? Yeah. It was clearly a robbery. Imagine Hill versus Pereira. I would definitely pick Hill after this most recent fight. I would definitely go with Hill. I would definitely go with Jamal Hill. For sure. Volk probably beats Khabib. No, absolutely not. Maybe Hill or Yuri. For what? Man, imagine Justin KO's Islam the whole backflip off the top cage, snaps his leg, and never returns. I'll add that on the end. That'd be crazy. The MMA God saved Tony from Khabib. That is true. Dude, Khabib would have beat the brakes off of Tony. Bad. I've been saying that for a long time, too. Dustin remained unconscious. Remained conscious. Did he? You think so? I didn't think he did. The way he fell, he looked like he was out cold. I never really paid super close attention to that. I just assumed he was out cold. Khabib versus Volk. Khabib easily wins that. I think he actually finishes Volk. I think head strikes are being undervalued in the sport. You think so? He said he was out for 2 seconds. Can you explain the difference between the grappling Khabib compared to Islam? Khabib has way better ground and pound, and Islam is more patient. And I also think Khabib is better at just snatching up submissions and using the ground and pound to find submissions. where Islam is just slowly moving through the process, and he is nowhere near the level of ground and pound and pressure and just overall top game that Khabib has, where he'll throw ground and pound because he doesn't care if his opponent tries to get up. He'll immediately snatch him right back down, where Islam prioritizes the control over the damage. Tony Ferguson, Jarrett Gordon prediction. Ew, I'm not even talking about that. I think Volk survives on the ground with Khabib like he did with Islam. I don't think so. I think he has more success on the feet because Islam isn't ready as good on the feet. Maybe. Yeah, I think Khabib beats Islam. He collapsed but never went to sleep. Stood up quickly. I thought he was out cold. Volk was laughing at Islam on the ground. Does that matter? You can laugh all you want when you're losing. Khabib seemed forced submissions rather than Islam waits for them. Yeah. Islam cut through Hooker and Green instantly. That he did. Islam better striking, not good grappling. Khabib shot from distance too much. Yeah, Khabib. Also, Khabib was the worst when he was being backed up. Where Islam can fight backing up. Where Khabib was like, he would get a little bit weird when you would really pressure him because he was so used to going forward. It was weird for him to go backwards. Yeah, that's basically my thoughts on it. Yeah, maybe when he hit the ground, he woke up. I think we need to stop arguing and hang out in the hot tub. Yeah, we can show off their luscious V's like Dana White does with his friends. We can hang out like that. Is Renat the 170 Khabib, but better? I don't know, dude. It's too early to tell. Renat hasn't fought anyone good. Prime GSP Khabib, I agree. I think Prime GSP would beat Khabib. He would just jab him to death and stuff the takedowns. He was doing more damage on Islam while being held down. Okay, whatever. Could Khabib's recklessness on the ground put him in danger against a submission artist like Charles? Yes. But I think Khabib would have just smashed Charles and then submitted him too. What the hell are we getting on 293 undercard? JDM versus somebody, probably. Maybe JDM versus Kevin Holland, unfortunately, which is a fight I really don't care to see all that much. But I guess it'd be interesting after JDM kind of looked bad in his last fight. Would you rather chill in the hot tub with Dana and watch Power Slap with Clay Weed and his boys at Wingstop? Dana White hot tub. He beat Brian Battle, and honestly, Battle was good. Okay. Yeah, Battle's pretty decent. I see Wonderboy versus Renat. Such a satisfying fight. I'm telling you, UFC's going to offer him Renat next. Vitor Belfort, the most flawed UFC champ. Dude got the belt in an accidental doctor stoppage and immediately lost it in the rematch. I wasn't even watching then when Vitor was champ. Wonderboy said he'd be up to fight JDM. Apparently he said he's not fighting anyone in Australia. He said he don't want to fight till November. JDM versus Wonderboy. I think Wonderboy would beat JDM. But that could be the fight to make. They build JDM off of Wonderboy's name if he can win. Is Volk the most skilled fighter of all time in your opinion? I don't know. He's probably the most well-rounded. In my opinion. But it's hard. I got to think of it. Like off the top of my head, it's hard to think. Jose Aldo in his prime was up there as well. Jose just didn't have the cardio. John O, thank you for the $10 super chat. Who would you experience a worse loss? Izzy against Jones or Ferguson against Khabib? Dude, they both would have got murked badly, but I'll say Ferguson against Khabib would have been worse. I think Ferguson would have done just enough to survive and would have got destroyed. Wonderboy would beat the brakes off JDM. I think so, but Wonderboy doesn't have the grappling threat. But thank you, John O, for the donation, man. I appreciate the $10 dono. I hope you enjoyed that little Easter egg in the video from last week. Looking forward to Tony's prime. Yeah, me too. It went from its Tony time to its time, Tony. That's what I heard. I actually pinned that as a comment on my video. Dude, some dude commented on my video, are you expecting me to watch a 25-minute video? Put timeline in your video. It's a cuts video. What timeline do you want me to put? I don't get it. Do you think Kelvin can pull off an upset? No. Kelvin's not that good. He's declining. I think Kelvin's on the decline. That sounded like a good Frosted Flakes ad. Not going to lie. I don't even know what I said. I still think Ferguson beats Patty. I wouldn't even be too sure at this point. Ferguson's literally a dead corpse. I wonder if Goat still watches the channel. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Do you think Kelvin can pull an upset? I already read that. Don't you think the fighter that makes weight should get their show money, honestly? How can they pick and choose who gets in and who doesn't? They probably should, but that's why these guys need to unionize. They unionize, it would be put in the collective bargaining agreement. But they're never going to do that. But yeah, I think it's unfortunate, but I don't know. They give Wonderboy favorable matchups, and then the guy misses weight, and he's just not willing to take it, even though he's nowhere close to a title shot. That sounded like, okay, 5 more fights than a title for Tony. Yeah, so sad, but true about Tony, I know. Why do you keep putting me on timeout? I didn't put you on timeout, but it's probably because if you got put on timeout, it's probably because you're spamming dumb shit. So don't spam dumb shit. You won't get put on timeout. If Tony continues to fight, what sounds better, Michael Johnson or Claudio Puelles? Claudio Puelles. If anybody wrestled in elementary school, Wonderboy ain't fighting him. Exactly, Chase. I'm glad you understand. It's Tony time to it's time, Tony. Yeah, that shit really hit hard. That shit hit hard. Should Vicente Luque even approve to fight anyone? Dude, I guess if he's medically cleared, he's medically cleared. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Ankalaev and Sergey should be fighting for titles next. They should be, but it's not going to happen. I like Wonderboy, but dude needs to be removed from the rankings. I know. Fight or not. Who wins in a Kevin Lee-Ferguson matchup? Oh, my God. That's the fight to make, honestly. Both washed up bums. I'd probably go Kevin Lee. Jay, it might not feel like it based on your Twitter replies, but a ton of people agree with you, dude. Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. People don't even understand. There's really nothing. I'm just questioning whether or not, what would be the ruling on that. That's all I was questioning. But, I don't care what dumbasses on Twitter say. But thank you, Benji. I appreciate your support, man. I appreciate it. I'm sure there's plenty of people that agree. Like, well, wonder what this could... Like, I'm just curious of what would be the ruling of such a gray area. Kevin Lee versus Mike Perry, BKFC. Who do you got? Mike Perry, BKFC. Easy. Who do you favor, Dustin rematch? I'd definitely have to go Justin in a rematch. Trilogy fight. Have to go Justin after KOing him. But if that KO... Like, if you stop the fight 10 seconds before the KO happens... Who do I favor to win that fight based off of what I saw? I favor Poirier. So, I favor Poirier. Kevin was already beating Tony up pretty good in the first fight. Yeah, he gassed out, though. Yeah, people seriously misunderstood your tweet. Yeah, they think I want it overturned, but it is what it is. People are brain dead. Look, if I sat around caring what people thought, I wouldn't have the channel I have. You know, I just got to say what I think because nobody else does it. People just pander to fans. People just pander to fan bases, and it's annoying. You know, they don't want to meet any. They don't want to have anybody. They don't want to have the MMA community turn on them. Who would you pick in Gilbert versus Holland? I pick Gilbert. He'd ragdoll him and probably submit him. Watch, we'll be at UFC 500, and the MMA media will still be glazing Connor and asking about him. I know. Hit the like button. Y'all are slacking to that. Yeah, if you guys could like the stream. Run up the likes on the stream, guys. Run up the likes on the stream. We got over 100 people in here. We only got 30-some likes on the stream. If you guys could all like the stream, I would greatly appreciate it. Damn, it's already 10 o'clock. I got to go record my full card predictions. Being subbed by Paul Craig is the best base for title contention. I know. Jamal Hill and Magomed Ankalaev. UFC 300, Tony versus Rehab. Dude, I just hope Tony doesn't end up like Chris Benoit. Michael Chandler needs to take a fight. Conor ain't fighting him. I know. Cognitive dissonance and mass psychosis is rampant. Sounds good to me. Sounds true to me, my friend. A lot of MMA fans are just brain dead. They just don't know it. They only hear what they want to hear. They don't hear what's actually being said. That's what I've learned. Bro, we have to accept it. Tony's the next Sam Alvey. I know, dude. I know. It's unfortunate, boys. It's really, really, really unfortunate. Chandler's embarrassing himself so badly, it's just hilarious and sad. Dude's brown nosing a guy who's not even going to fight him. Yeah, I don't know, dude. You ever see the interview of Clown asking Whitaker if he fight Conor? That's crazy. No, I never seen that. I don't pay attention. I don't pay attention to MMA media really anymore. Chandler's family should be embarrassed with the way he's acting. Dude wants Conor to take him into an NBA Finals restroom. That's what he wants. Chandler has to be pissed he coached tough. Nah, he probably thinks he's still going to get the fight. He probably thinks I'm still getting the fight, boys. I'm still getting the fight. That's what he thinks. Would be my guess. Joey, how is the chair holding up? It's holding up good, man. This $1,500 comfy chair is holding up good, boys. There's some YouTubers who wouldn't be able to afford that, okay? But, you know, not all of us are just scraping by on ends meet, okay? Chair's nice and comfy. Sticks fights till the title now. Yes. Yo, what's gold? I guess what's good is what you mean. Is everything. What's next for Rafael Fiziev? He's fighting Mateusz Gamrot. How much longer are you going to be live? I don't know. No, probably not that long. If Prime Overeem were to push you in the face the way Conor did Chandler, would you swing on him, walk away, or laugh hysterically? Immediately swing on him. Immediately swing on him. What's the update on the Shillelagh? Gotta order it. Gotta order it. I will order it by the end of this week because I keep forgetting about it and I got to do it. It's just hard to pick one out. Let me go back. I've been on their website. Ew, this one's ugly. I don't like this one. I don't know which one I want, man. There's so many of them. I don't know which one to pick. I kind of like this one. Let me take a look at this one. This one looks a little bit long, though. I think I kind of like this one. I might have to get this one. I mean, I can easily check out with PayPal, so it's not that big of a deal. I can easily go through. But it's like he has so many. He has pages upon pages, and I don't know which one I want. I kind of like this one, and then I start looking at different angles. I should just order one and say, fuck it. I'm sure they're all pretty nice. I'm sure they're all pretty nice. I kind of wanted to contact him and ask him to make me a video. The guy does YouTube content. And the guy does YouTube content. And I almost want to have him make my shillelagh online. Like make a video making a shillelagh for MMA Joey. He's got a small channel, so I wonder if he would do it. I don't know if he would or wouldn't. I doubt it. He'd probably be like, dude, you're a weirdo for even asking that. Probably like, you're a weirdo for even asking that. I kind of like this one. I don't know. I don't know which one to get, guys. There's literally like dozens. But I really got to pick one out and order it. Because I feel like, you know, you guys are like, oh, I donated for this and you haven't ordered it yet. I just don't know which one to get. I think I'm just going to go with this one. Let me add that to cart. I think I'm going to add the ones I like with the cart, and I'm going to look at them later. Some of them look nicer than others, but then I look at different pictures. I'm like, I don't know if I like that one that much. I'm on page 4 right now. I just don't know if I like it. Like, some of them have like a smoother head, pause, and other ones are like more like squarer and like more like beat up a little bit. The grittier, if you ask me. Like, I kind of like this one that's got like this really crazy look, but this one isn't round at the top. And I don't know, that looks almost just like a stick. Like, I don't know. Like, this one almost just looks like a stick here. But it looks pretty sweet. This one's actually more expensive. I like this one. This one's kind of crazy looking. But this one's going to be like $300. Anywho, we'll talk about that later. Put it on Discord and we can vote. I'll have to. Yeah, I'll have to do it. They all look pretty sweet, but there's like, I don't know. There's ones that are more rough. There's ones that are more smooth. I kind of like this one this one's very heavy. I kind of like that, you know. Because I'm telling you right now, once I get this shillelagh, I'm going to like start putting cash in my windows and just pray intruder breaks in, dude. Because I want to beat the shit out of him with my shillelagh. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do is just get an intruder and beat the shit out of him with my shillelagh. Like, this one looks long and thick. Big paws. But I don't know if I want that one. If I want this one that's a little bit skinnier, a little bit more rounded, a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. There's so many options, it's impossible. I'll send you the website. I'll be an honorary intruder. Just going to start leaving my doors unlocked and just putting cash in the windows. Jerry, thank you for the $1.99. Jerry MMA. Should we consider Chandler a ranking squatter? For sure. He's a ranking squatter. Curtis and Strickland have their own YouTube channel? I know. What's going on with Bellator? I don't know yet. Real men always instinctively swing on any perceived threat. Exactly. Can we get another Chris Curtis interview? I'll hit him up soon. I have to. Oh, my thing isn't even... Joe, you should do a video on Derek Lewis. I know. I should do a video on Derek Lewis. I should do a video on Wonderboy. I should do a video on Tony Ferguson. I should do a video on Joe Rogan's commentary. There's so much I got to do. There's so much I got to do. But yeah. I'll get on it, man. Don't think I'm like not going to do it. I'm going to do it. I just can't. I like to sit on decisions for a while, and it's kind of like one of my problems, like, you know, one of my issues that I just like, I overthink things sometimes, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know what shillelagh I want. They all look so nice, but I don't know which style shillelagh fits me. I want to try to prop it up in the background somehow. Like, this one's crazy wild, but it doesn't look like it's been molded too much. 21 inches from top to bottom. Parker Porter has UFC 295 backup. I think so. We need another Kristen Curtis interview. Last one was solid. I'll see what I can do. I finally Googled what the fuck a shillelagh is. You get a bit worser every day. Worser's not a word, dude. Anywho, we've gone an hour and 48 minutes. I have to go do my full card predictions. Guys, do me a favor. If you haven't checked it out yet, go watch my cuts video on my channel. There it is. There's the link. Go check out my cuts video. Go check out my top 3 takeaways from UFC 291. It's also on the channel right now. Top of the channel, my UFC 291 playlist. It'll only be there for another 24 hours. So go find it. Go watch it. I got to go do my predictions. Hopefully, I'm hopeful to get my predictions out by like 11:30 Eastern time. So next hour or so. But yeah, go check out the cuts video. Like this stream on your way out. And I appreciate every single one of you guys for joining me. Goodbye and good night. And I will talk to you later. Links is in the chat. Goodbye.